All right, good morning, class. What we are going to do today is talk about the distributive property and combining like terms. Now, this is all probably a little bit of a review for you guys, but we just want to make sure that we are covering all bases before we get into some more difficult topics. Okay, so the distributive property. One, if you have a number outside the parentheses, you got to distribute it to both numbers on the inside. So A times B would be AB plus A times C, so AC. Same thing follows here. Okay, A times B is AB, but here you have a negative C, so that is going to change this to minus AC. All right, we're not going to worry about the examples here. What we're going to do is just move down and start looking at the examples that are already down there for us. It says apply the distributive property to the following questions. All right, 2 times x minus 5. So first off, just go in order of the parentheses. So it's 2 times x. 2 times x is just 2x. Okay, 2 times negative 5. Always pay attention to that negative symbol before. Okay, so 2 times negative 5 would be negative 10. So 2x minus 10 is the answer. All right, anytime you see a negative outside the parentheses, you just always know that there's going to be a 1 there. Okay, so it's negative 1 times x, so negative x. Negative 1 times 4 is negative 4, so minus 4. Number 3, negative 3 times 2x plus 1. Distribute it to both terms on the inside of the parentheses. So we have negative 3 times 2x, so negative 6x. Negative 3 times positive 1, so a negative times a positive is going to work out to be a negative. Number 4 looks a little different. It does not matter. The 5 is still attached to the parentheses, so that means you are still distributing to both terms on the inside of the parentheses. So 5 times 3y is 15y. 5 times 4 is positive 20. Okay, it doesn't matter. You could have moved the 5 to the front of the parentheses, just as long as it's attached means multiplication. 5, nothing changes with fractions. You still have two terms on the inside of the parentheses, so you're still going to distribute. 6 times 1/2 x is 3x, and 6 times 2/3 y is 4y. All right, lastly, the negative 7 on the outside of the parentheses means nothing. Okay, just because it's in parentheses, it's still attached. That means it's still multiplication. So you're still distributing. Negative 7 times negative 3 is going to be positive 21. Then you have negative 7 times 4x, so negative 28x. Should be some easy stuff here. All right, let's try some trickier ones though. Number 7, x times 2x minus 1. Okay, so x times 2x is the first term. So anytime you multiply an x by an x, you have two of them now, so it's going to be 2x squared. Because x times x equals x squared. Okay, so now you have x minus 1, so minus 1x. Take a look at the last one, or the number 8. Negative 3 times 10x is negative 30x squared. Negative 3x plus times plus 15, you have negative 45x. Okay, remember, anytime a variable multiplies by itself, you're going to have two of them, or maybe even multiple. When we get down to some of the harder ones, you might have y to the third or x to the third. All right, so let's go ahead and give it a try for number 9. Negative 4y times negative y is 4y squared. Negative 4y times negative 2 is going to be plus 8y. Number 10. Y times 18. 18y. Y times negative 2y. Negative 2y squared. All right, number 11. Okay, how many terms do we have on the inside? You have 1, 2, 3 terms on the inside. So you are distributing 1, 2, 3 different times. So 5x times x squared is going to be 5x to the third. 5x times negative 8x is going to be negative 40x squared. Then you have 5x times negative 2, so negative 10x. Okay, why don't you go ahead and give the last 4 on this page a try on their own. All right, so check your answers, see how you did. Hopefully you're doing all right. All right, so let's move on here. Combining like terms. All right, combining like terms is a lot of just looking to see which terms are similar. So if you're looking at our little duck example up here, okay, 1, 2, 3 ducks. You have 2 frogs, and then you have a butterfly. Okay, so those will all be like terms. So let's take a look and see if 1, 2, or 3 have any like terms. 7x and negative 6. Okay, I always like to look at the variables. Do either have the same variable? No. Okay, so here, no like terms. Number 2, 43c squared and c squared. Those are like terms. Now remember, this is a 1 out front, so it's going to be 43. I'm sorry, we're just looking yes or no here. Okay, yes, they are like terms. They got the c squared, making them a like term. Number 3, 3x to the third and 3x to the fourth. Just because this says 3x and 3x does not mean they are like terms. Okay, they have different exponents here. Okay, so the terms are not similar. So in number 3, you do not have like terms. Okay, when you're combining like terms, your exponents need to be the same. Let's come down here and take a look. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple different ways of doing this here. So the first way, what I like to do is highlight my like terms. Okay, so negative 9a to the fourth and 2a to the fourth are like terms. So negative 9 plus 2 is negative 7a to the fourth. And then positive 6 just comes down. There's no like terms there. Okay, another way I'm going to show you here, okay, is maybe using circles and shapes. Okay, so 3a, is there any like terms to 3a? Yeah, negative a. Okay, when you're combining like terms, always pay attention to the sign in front. Okay, that plus or minus is going to tell you if it's a positive or a negative number. So in this case, you have 3a minus a is going to be 2a. Let's take a look at the next one. All right, positive 7b. This time we're going to use a square. And negative 4b. Okay, so 7 minus 4 is plus 3b. All right, and then lastly, you just have plus 2c to bring down on its own. So far we've highlighted, we have used our shapes. Okay, I'm going to highlight again on the last one. That's my personal favorite. 12x to the third and negative 6x to the third. Pay attention to that sign in front. Okay, combine those, you get 6x to the third. You have negative x squared and positive 7x squared. So you have plus 6x squared. And then you have your last one, plus 3. Okay, either way, however you decide to find your like terms, either way is fine. The highlighters are sometimes a little bit easier than the shapes to recognize. But if you don't have any highlighters and you just like to draw the shapes around it, do it. Let's take a look. Find the perimeter of the below figures. Okay, right now all the expressions are kind of everywhere. So what I'm going to do here is write them all in a row. Now this gets a little tedious, I know, I'm sorry, but it's going to be the easiest way to find all of our like terms. Okay, let's find all the like terms of x. you have x, you have positive 2x, positive x, and positive 2x. All right, so you have x plus 2x is 3x, plus x is 4x, plus 2x is 6x. All right, and then lastly, you have 7 plus 7, so plus 14. Okay, like I said, I know it gets a little tedious, but you're going to end up having easier time when you rewrite it all on a line. So number 8, x squared minus 60 plus x squared minus 60 plus 4x minus 12 plus x squared plus 12x plus 4x minus 12. Okay, so here we have a lot of numbers combined. Let's combine all of our x squareds. So x squared plus x squared plus x squared. Okay, so we have 3 of them. So we have 3x squared. All right, now what I like to do is kind of keep looking at my variables. Okay, so my next variable in line would be 4x. All right, so let's find all of our x's. 4x plus 12x plus 4x. You have 416 plus 20x. All right, and then your last one, negative 60, negative 60, negative 12, and negative 12. All right, so your final answer there would be negative 60. Negative 60 is negative 120, negative 132, and negative 144. All right, so I know the highlighting method here is a little bit easier than trying to draw a lot of shapes, but whatever method works best for you, please do it. All right, so now we're going to combine the distributive property with combining like terms. Always distribute first. Okay, so anytime you have a number attached to parentheses, distribute. So bring down your negative 2x plus 3x squared minus 15x. Now go ahead and look for your like terms. Negative 2x and negative 15x are like terms, and then you're going to bring down your 3x squared. All right, so here, go ahead and distribute. I know it doesn't show a number, but we have to assume there's a 1 there. So negative 9h plus 4, and then bring down your 2h. And combine your like terms, 2h and negative 9h. So negative 7h plus 4. In the middle, go ahead and distribute. Okay, take a look at that sign in front. So that's a negative 3x. So negative 3x times negative 4x is 12x. Negative 3x times plus 3 is negative 9x. So carry down the rest. So this is a positive 12, so it's going to be plus 12x. So now go ahead and combine your like terms. Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake here. This is negative or plus 12x squared. So go ahead and combine your like terms. Plus 12x squared is by itself. You have negative 9x minus 12x, so negative 21x. And then the 9 is by itself up here, so plus 9. All right, number 12. Okay, you have 2 different ways of distributing, so go ahead and do them both. Okay, so now you have 8x and negative x. That's negative or positive 7x, and positive 20 and negative 20 are going to end up canceling each other out, just so you have 7x as your answer. Why don't you go ahead and try the last couple on your own. All right, go ahead, check your answers in the last 2. That's the distributive property and combining like terms for you. If you have any questions, come see me or Miss Lanio at the end of the day.